guys, and welcome back to Mika Reacts and Reviews. We react and review to things on the internet, same day, same shirt, different video. And today we have another non-musical reaction, and we are revisiting our boy, Dr. Peterson, our daddy in the head. But we're also going to be reacting to Bill Maher. So I am a very big fan of Dr. Peterson, and I have a love-hate relationship with Bill Maher. I think Bill Maher is a very intellectual, he's very intelligent, but I also think Bill Maher is someone who refuses sort of to let go of his progressive academia sort of intellectual bubble, because I think he prides himself very much on belonging to that kind of world, because I think he prides himself very much on being intelligent. But I think that he likes to point out the fallacies in that world, or fallacies in woke culture, cancel culture, progressive culture, but still kind of refuses to completely see how toxic it can be or really is. And he still believes like Donald Trump is the worst person ever to walk on the face of the earth. But I still appreciate the fact that he's willing to call out, I guess, his side or his community. So I appreciate that. So him and Dr. Peterson had an interview 3 years ago. It has 14 million views and 172,000 likes. I don't know what this interview is about, but we're gonna get into it. It's on his show Real Time with Bill Maher on HBO. We're gonna get into it, but first, if you like these type of videos, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell to get your notifications when I do upload. All of that helps with the algorithm, guys. And if you'd like to support this channel, you can also donate. My PayPal me link in the description box below and also in the comment section. You don't have to, it helps, but you can just sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. All right, here we go.
Please welcome Jordan Peterson, Professor. Hey, great pleasure to meet you.
How you doing?
I'm a big fan, as you might have. I was always asked, what is your definition of political correctness? And I had to come up with one. I said, it's the elevation of sensitivity over truth, which seems like what it still is, except it's worse than ever.
It's more like the elevation of moral posturing about sensitivity over truth. It's even worse.
Yeah. So where did it come from? How did we get to this place where we're so fragile, the safe space people?
Oh, I think that you can pretty much blame it on the universities. I think that they've pursued, especially in the humanities and in the social sciences as well, they've pursued a policy of a radical leftist policy with an overlay of postmodernism, which kind of a literary criticism approach that's produced all of this. As far as I can tell, I think you can lay a lot of it at the feet of faculties like the faculties of education. There was an article in the Chronicle of Higher Education this week that just devastated the faculties of education, taking them to task for low academic standards and for possession by ideology and for basically indoctrinating people in a cult-like manner and playing identity politics and group identity.
And no free speech. They don't seem to. There was an incident in Fresno State. I don't know if you saw this, but Barbara Bush died. Okay, some professor there tweeted something nasty.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have tweeted it. She called Barbara Bush a racist and said she raised war criminals. Okay, you know, it's.
Yeah, well, the timing.
This crowd likes it,
Yeah.
but I mean, it's nasty, and she's they're considering suspending her. And here's what the president of the university said. He said this was beyond free speech. This was disrespectful. Have we lost the thread back to knowing what free speech is? Yes, it can be disrespectful. That is covered under free speech. President of Fresno, you idiot.
All right, I'm gonna stop it right there while the audience is applauding because they've said a lot of stuff. Yes, free speech covers everything except exciting violence, and I believe that's it, right? Exciting violence. So being disrespectful is still covered under free speech. It is not your human right not to be disrespected. It is not nice. It is not pleasant. It is not polite. But like that is not a human right, and that's not inciting violence. That is still covered under free speech. Saying mean things, saying you're ugly, calling you out of your name, that is all covered under free speech. Anyway, going back to what Dr. Peterson and Bill Maher was talking about when it came the hypersensitivity, like your feelings over facts and truth, and also the moral posturing. I think both of them are correct. I feel like, if we can look at things like, biologically, generally speaking, there are two genders or two sexes, men and women, and then there's a spectrum in between, or saying that obesity is unhealthy or being severely overweight is unhealthy, saying that there are biological difference, like things that men are more biologically prone to and women are more biologically prone to. It is not all social construct. Like saying simple things like that hurts people's feelings. It hurts people who are maybe trans or non-binary in the LGBTQ community, or hurts women or feminists. It hurts people who are overweight. It hurts their feelings to say those things. So people just rather not speak the truth so they can coddle people's emotions, which again is going to just basically turn your society to idiocracy, right? Because there are going to be new generations growing up in that world who are there's literally kids now that might grow up not knowing that there are two sexes, the men and women, not understanding that being obese is unhealthy because they've been sort of shielded from the truth, at the expense of sparing someone's feelings, right? But I also think it's moral posturing, because it's this idea because I'm outraged, that means I am morally superior than you. That means I am I'm righteous in some way. It's like that saying, if you're not outraged, then you're not paying attention, right? And so people think just because I'm mad, and just because I'm yelling on the internet, and just because I'm going around and trying to find what other people did was wrong, that somehow makes me a good person. And it doesn't. It doesn't. And it's really disrespectful to the actual activists that are on the ground who actually dedicate their lives to a cause and not just tweeting things on the internet, right? And the whole university thing, I very much believe it starts in university, but we're gonna get back into it. All right, let's go.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Well, and you see this too. I think where it's manifesting itself in a particularly appalling manner is in the increasing unwillingness of comedians, for example, to go on university campuses to be funny. And when comedians
I'm
start...
one of them.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Yeah, fuck them. I'm not gonna... I call these people emotional hemophiliacs. It's like the least little thing will make them start to bleed. But it makes me... because their answer is not to go into a room full of sharp objects. The answer is to make all of us wear bubble wrap.
Yeah, right.
So nothing we ever do makes them have a moment of discomfort.
Well,
it's
there's
really
also,
very narcissistic.
Well, there's also this idea that's promoted by the people who are protecting those who are easily offended, that the way to make people secure is to protect them from things that they don't want to encounter. And there isn't a clinician, like I'm a trained clinical psychologist, and there isn't a clinician in the country who's worth his or her salt that would ever make that claim. Because you don't make people, first of all, it's hard to make people safe because life is seriously not safe.
Yes.
And the way that you make people resilient is by exposing them to things that they're afraid of and that make them uncomfortable voluntarily, but you use exposure.
Right.
And and so, if you over-coddle people, if you protect them from everything that's sharp, you make them dull and stupid and narcissistic, and it's a really bad idea.
So you do know America.
Good.
All right, gonna stop there in an applause. I totally agree with the whole narcissistic entitlement. I think it's very much also entitlement. This idea that your problem needs to become everyone else's problem. Like, I'm allergic to peanuts, so everyone should stop eating peanuts. Like, this word offends me, so everyone should stop using that word. I don't know, this conversation is upsetting me, so everyone should stop having this conversation. Your problems is not everyone else's problems. Hopefully you have close enough fans and family that would care about your issues, but it's really no one else's moral obligation to care about your problems. Everybody has their own issues, you know what I mean? Not everybody has to be an activist for every fucking cause, especially when it's your personal issue. And it's just a thing of entitlement, like you said, like, instead of being like, hey, let me not go in that room where I might get offended, I just want everybody in that room not to offend me. And when he was talking about the whole, like, just coddle people to death to protect them, he's right. Like, most psychologists are counselors or therapists would not suggest that. Especially like if you have like a phobia, the therapist's answer isn't, well, make sure you just stay away from that thing you're scared of, right? Don't ever participate in it or come in contact with it because of your phobia. What they usually do is like slowly and gradually introduce you to or introduce that thing that you have a phobia against until you get over your phobia. It's not to protect yourself forever. It's to confront the thing that you're most afraid of, right? But in this society, it's like, no, like just put a shield, a wall of protection around them so they never have to do it. And then you never strengthen yourself. You never strengthen your emotional integrity, your mental integrity, your physical, your spiritual integrity. You're just this weak thing. It's like an immune system. If you never, work it out or like a muscle, then it's just gonna atrophy and go away. You're never gonna be able to handle real situations because you're coddled your entire fucking life. And this is what universities do. It's a perpetual adolescent cycle. All right, let's continue.
One thing your book is fantastic, and one of the rules that I really love is you say, don't let your kids do anything that would make you not like them. That's what I've been thinking for years when I call them the fuck you mom generation. When I see kids, never in life because I never go near a child, but like on TV and movies, I see kids like saying fuck you mom. And I'm like, if somebody who wasn't your child did that, you'd be immensely offended, whereas the parents just take it. What's up with that?
Well, people don't like to admit that they can dislike their children or children in general. And right.
No, I know what you mean. And
but they can.
No, they totally can.
One of the things you see very commonly as a clinical psychologist is family members who hate each other and who it's like they have their hands around each other's necks for 20 years and are squeezing very slowly, trying to strangle each other. And you see parents who clearly detest their children and have ever since they were born. And part of that, I know it's a terrible way of looking at things, but it's true.
It's so true.
And one of the things...
No, parents confide that in me because I don't have kids.
Yeah, well,
no.
That makes it safe.
They do.
But
but they say things like, yeah, I love my kids, but if I had to do it over again, I wouldn't.
Yeah, well, okay.
Like, well, don't tell the kid that.
Well, but that's so bad. Look,
it is so bad.
So bad, because the thing is about little kids is that little kids have a wonderful element to them. And most people spontaneously like little kids, they'll give them a chance. And if you have little kids, one of the things that's so wonderful about it is that when you bring them out into the world, even people who aren't in good shape, rough people, and who maybe don't have much patience for humanity, it brings out the best in them, And so people are willing to give your kids a chance. But then if they misbehave, especially if they're rude and they don't have any respect and they're whiny and they don't know how to listen, then people don't like your kids and you don't. And then your kids go out into a world where no one likes them. And that's what you do to your kids if you don't like them, is you send them out into that world.
But how did parents get so pussy whipped? By their own children. I mean, that's really what it is. I mean, it's like they act the way a guy acts when he's super sprung on some chick and just lets her walk all over him, and whatever she does, he puts up with. I don't get how we got to that place.
I think parents are afraid of exercising authority because they tend to think that authority will crush the creative spirit of their child.
Oh, fuck.
Well, that is... yeah.
Okay. No, I see, everything this man says, I think is common sense.
You guys should have a baby together.
Yeah, we should have a baby together. It's like we get crucified for what we say. I don't think anything we say is controversial at all.
It's hard.
Do you think he's controversial?
It's hard. I just had a kid. It's hard figuring it out. And by the way, everyone is neurotic. That's why we have a hard time raising children the right way, because we live in the most neurotic, insane, over-connected, crazy world. Yes. Donald Trump is our president.
Right,
How are we expected to raise normal children?
I know.
It's a crazy time, Bill.
Okay,
Burped. All right, guys, that was Dr. Jordan Peterson, A Real Time with Bill Maher, HBO special. The last little bit where she said, oh, Donald Trump is our president. How do you expect us to raise like normal children? Donald Trump was president for 4 years, and when this was released, it was like 1 year or less than a year or whatever. People were raising shitty children long before Donald Trump became president. People were neurotic long before Donald Trump became president. So I don't really know what that had to do with anything. I think it's just that I gotta like make sure my people know I hate Donald Trump. I'm still in your tribe. Hee hee, look at me. Anyway. Tell me guys, what do you think when it comes to what I said, what Dr. Jordan Peterson said, or what Bill Maher said? Put it in the comment section below. If you like these type of videos, please let me know in the comment section. Also, like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell to get the notifications when I do upload. All of that helps with the algorithm, guys. And also, if you'd like to support this channel, you can donate. My PayPal, my link in the description box below and also in the comment section. It helps, but you don't have to. You can just like, comment, and subscribe. I also have a second travel vlog channel. I do travel as a lifestyle. So if you want to know where I am in the world, you can go to the description box below and also in the comment section. Hit the link, go subscribe to my travel vlog channel, and or follow me on Instagram. My stories is usually what's most up to date, and you guys have an amazing day. Bye.